It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone.
Scott Israel, people. He is the sheriff of Broward County. He is the only man you could protect that could protect your children. He is there on the warpath to destroy the Second Amendment, because he is the only one who you should trust with the lives of your children, people.
Made an announcement about that too. So that answers your question with that.
Just to interject for a second, though, and I understand you're standing up for the NRA, and I understand that's what you're supposed to do. But you just told this group of people that you are standing up for them. You're not standing up for them until you say, I want less weapons.
I think this is us, people. This is the end of the Second Amendment. I think we're going to lose. The United States is going to be gun-free. We're going to melt down every M16, every goddamn gun we have. We're going to make a big statue of Barack Obama. That is what's going to happen, people. You cannot trust regular Americans with their weapons. You can only put your trust in the lives of your children and people like Scott Israel and the brave deputies in his department. After all, didn't they go into the school all the way Die Hard style to save those children? They obviously did that. That's how they got that crazy guy. That's obviously what happened, right? Oh wait, no, that's not what happened. So let's start reading this right here. Ah, crap, you gotta buy this. Hold on a second. So I couldn't get that one, but this one's fine. Alright, so Parkland school shooting. Neighboring police force alleges Broward County deputies didn't enter the building, sources say. Well, obviously, these people are not the people you want protecting your children. Keep your guns, people. We're not making that bronze statue of Barack Obama. Officers with the Coral Springs Police Department alleged that when they arrived at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School after the shooting alert, they found 3 Broward County Sheriff deputies outside the school with weapons drawn who were not yet entered the building. A source familiar with the matter told CBS News senior investigator producer Pat Milton. 3 Broward County Sheriff's deputies accused of standing outside the school, in addition to Scott Pearson, the school's resource officer, who subsequently had been suspended without pay and placed under investigation. Pearson then resigned after the department. The shooting on February 14th left 70 people dead and 15 wounded. The source said the Coral Springs officers immediately rushed into the building but didn't hear any shots being fired. They didn't know whether the shooting suspect was still inside. 2 additional Broward County Sheriff's deputies had arrived on the scene, assisted by Coral Springs officers were securing the building and helping the wounded, the sources said. Are these the people you want protecting your children? Do you trust the police? I sure don't. I don't know how you trust these men. These people are fucking cowards, and they should definitely hang. They let this shooting go. Like, how are they even a police force now? Like, what's wrong with these people? I wouldn't want to send my children to a county where the police are this inept, this cowardly. This is disgusting. This is a huge mark, and these people should definitely resign from their posts and should be shamed, marked, and wear scarlet letters telling the world how fucking cowardly they are. The Coral Springs Police Department and the neighboring police department, located about 3 minutes away from the school, Coral Springs Mayor Skip Campbell told CBS News that Coral Springs Police Chief Anthony Italian name. The city mayor, Mike Goodwin, met at Broward County Scott Israel on Friday and discussed the allegation. Campbell said Israel would conduct the investigation on the allegation. Nicholas Cruz, 19, has been charged with 17 counts of murder, and he has confessed to carrying out the shooting. Law enforcement sources said he owned a collection of weapons. Defense attorneys, the records that people knew him and described him troubling us in his back years. So he lived in the county. Why didn't the police force investigating him? Why didn't they look into it? Why did they not get this guy before? If he was such a menace, if his foster parent thought him as such a threat to kick him out the house and take away his money, and even some neighbors calling the cops trying to get him in some sort of custody, Why do you think they did not arrest him? Was it the lack of resources, the lack of funding? What do you think it was, huh? Alright, let's go down a little bit. Alright, so here's what I want to read. It's important to understand the policy here. Broward County Law Enforcement Sheriff Israel, in conjunction with Broward County school official Superintendent Runcie and the school board, have a standing policy to ignore any criminal engagement in the high school students. When the police was hiding current and actual and ongoing unlawful conduct as a matter of standing policy on a regular basis, what do we expect from police that do terrible arenas do with reports of potential unlawful conduct? Of course, they ignored them. But this is what happens. These people ignored the warning signs of the school shooter. Why do you think they did that? They were complacent. They gotten complacent and they wanted to bring the arrest record or whatever down. They did this for political reasons. They're bureaucrats. They're comfortable with where they belong, where they are right now. They're comfortable with their posts. They don't want to do anything to upset the apple cart because everything is going well for them. They are the status quo and they're doing well in the status quo. So here's a little bit more information. This is not a mistake on their part, doing nothing as a part of standing practice. Secondly, the 27-minute long delay on the CCTV was not an accident or a flaw or a mistake. It was entirely by design. A standard Broward and Miami-Dade practice when school law enforcement need to cover up or hide behavior, they need time. And the behavior happens to delete the evidence trail as such a school policy to carry out in practice an efficient of a 30-minute tape delay according to school officials. Enough time with the situation then erase the possibility of recording an unlawful conduct surfacing. Building a 30-minute delay on the CCTV was one of the pesky add-on items that happened a few years back when the school law enforcement officials established a policy of not arresting students. This is one of the factors that helped the school shooter carry out his shooting. These people were complacent and they liked the place they were in. So instead of upsetting the apple cart and actually going after troubled students, they ignored them. They put them in the back burner and they let the shooting happen. They surely didn't carry out the shooting, but they made the environment so that he had free reign to do whatever he wants. The cops were handicapped. The police force was cowardly. And 14 kids died. Actually, no, 17 kids died on the 14th. With the modern technology, it's tough to hide criminal behavior, especially violent stuff, when it's being recorded. Ergo, the tape delay to the best practice workaround. Lately, the school education policy intentionally conducted to ignore criminal behavior in schools. The sheriff and school superintendent cannot rely on law and order mind when his school police officers carry out the heavily nuanced policy. The county's officials then needed people closet to the work. The officers to the able to take policy. Alright, so 2013, Broward County announced charges designed to mitigate the use of harsh punishment for minor behavior and the beginning of school year. When the district attended their disciplinary courts, prohibiting arrest of certain circumstances and developing alternatives to suspension. Broward was able to do all this. Nice cooperation group, including a member of the local NAACP, a school board member, and a public defender, and a local sheriff, a state prosecutor, and several others in nearby November. The Miami Herald reported the suspensions were already down to 40%, and the arrests were about 66%. So I'm assuming from what I'm reading, this is an effort to cut down on suspension and arrest records. So this is basically a way for them to look statistically good rather than actually good. So this is a way for them to artificially bring down statistics while not actually addressing the problems. This is another thing these bureaucrats did, which helped cause this terrible incident, which could have easily been avoided by law enforcement and proper policing. School officials and the primary foot soldiers carrying out the potential policy, physical security of the school students was not in the role. They did not have that. The Broward County and the county SRO and police to protect the school's system's policy and ensure students are not arrested in criminal conduct. It's an admirable goal, but it doesn't solve the actual problem. It began reviewing the downstream consequences conduct on November 30th. An unidentified caller in Massachusetts said Cruz was collecting guns and knives. The caller said Cruz will kill himself one day and believes he could be a school shooter in the making. However, never ended up writing a report on the tip. Internal Affairs detectives are now trying to figure out what happened. Deputy Edward Erson and Guntis Trijias was restricting duty while detective examined their handling of the two potential school shooting tips. After the shooting, the tipster was to re-interview and said Broward County Sheriff told him to report Cruz as Palm Sheriff Department, as the teen was then living with the neighboring county. Of course, alright, my mistake. He was in the neighboring county, not in the same county. Of course, the Broward County Sheriff did not write the report. Writing a report would have been in line with the goals of hiding a student's criminal behavior. Additionally, it seemed odd that the Miami Herald reported Nicholas Cruz in 2018. The same editorial staff conspicuously avoided that their suspects of Tavon Martin School criminal behavior in 2012 and 2013. I wonder why there's such a difference. That's odd. So, alright, let's continue reading. Peterson mentioned the part of a 2016 social services agency investigated the Nicholas Cruz, a 19-year-old identified police gunman. According to Florida Department of Children and Family, reported during that investigation, the Peterson refused to share any information regarding an incident that took place with the teenager. Same year, the sheriff's office revealed that Thursday it was told about a third-hand information about a neighbor's son suggesting that Cruz planned to shoot the school. Although the specific school was not listed, the sheriff county deputy contacted the caller, determined that Cruz had knives and BB guns. And the information school research officer, presumably Peterson, it was unclear whether he was even being investigated. So he would. I'm not going to blame the research officer here. He wasn't given enough information to actively take down the student. So we don't know. February 16, 2016, February 5th, 2016, Broward Sheriff's deputy told the anonymous caller Nicholas Cruz, then 17, had threatened Instagram to shoot up the school and posted a picture of himself with guns. The information was forwarded to the sheriff's office, school resources office, so it was given to the county. A peer counselor reported that Pearson that Cruz possibly ingesting alcohol in a suicide attempt, cutting himself. Wow. In September 28th, 2016, the investigator for the Department of Child and Family rules Cruz is stable, despite fresh cuts in his arms. What the hell is wrong with these people? A YouTuber named Nicholas Cruz posted a comment saying that he could be a professional school shooter. Well, how are you gonna hunt down people? You could name yourself whatever on YouTube. So the Palm County. All right, so all this once goes down. There were several warnings to Cruz's bad behavior. There were definitely people who named Cruz by name. They told the sheriff's department, and the sheriff's department, in an effort to be complacent and stay the course and not upset the apple cart, keep the statistics down, they decided not to go forward and actually do some investigation instead of getting this guy some actual help from a psychiatrist or some counselor, or even putting him into like a mental institution to help him out, because that's honestly what would have probably prevented this. They decided to be complacent and just let this thing go the course, and unfortunately for the 17 students, this ended their lives. This is a terrible thing on their part, and you got to remember, complacency kills. This is something that's been drilled to my head, and this is something that you should always remember. Complacency kills. Be vigilant. If you're a law enforcement officer, you got to be vigilant at what you do. So guys, this is it's another sad chapter in the sad story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and definitely share this video, show it to all your friends and family members. So thanks again for listening to my ramblings. Have a good day, guys.